All right, I would like to introduce Mr. Chris Russell. He is the Director of Engagement for Destiny Rescue. Chris actually joined the Destiny Rescue Board of Directors in June of 2017. He's been a pastor for 18 years, and he was the lead pastor at Community Church of Waterford in Goshen. His experience and passion give the board insight into how to reach and engage the American church in the mission of Destiny Rescue. And he says, when it comes to fighting for justice for the orphan and fighting against human trafficking, the American church cannot take a backseat to this issue. It's too important. We have to step up and do our part. So as a former pastor, and still pastor, yes? Yes? That's right, yeah. Chris's greatest joy comes from helping people connect with God's purpose and the plan for their lives. And I would like to welcome Chris up. I think we have a quick video we maybe will show first. And we're going to do this.
I remember one night I got a phone call from one of the boys who was in a brothel. He was really desperate. He said he had a 13-year-old girl and there was heaps of guys that were trying to take this kid off him, and he was scared it was going to get violent. So one of the boys and I jumped on our bikes and we headed straight over there, and it was quite a small, grubby little bar, about 4 or 5 tables. All of them were filled with guys drinking beer and basically staring at the young girls that were handing out the drinks. And I went over and sat down at the table with the boys, and as I did, I noticed in the back corner there looked like a stairwell going down underneath the floor. So I snuck over there and went down those stairs to see what was down there, and as I got down there I could see they'd dug out underneath the brothel and built roughly about 7 small rooms, and it was just like a thick smell of stale sweat. It was really quite disgusting, and I walked around the corner, and as soon as I got around there I could see straight away these pair of small red shoes that some kid had obviously kicked off as she was taken into the room. And as I stood there feeling really helpless, I could hear what was going on in that room, and I remember standing there realising what that 13-year-old kid that we had up at the table upstairs, what she would have to do every single night. And I knew if we didn't do something tonight, she would end up down here at some point doing what that girl was doing right then. So I went back upstairs and sat down next to that kid, and as I did that, the agent leant over to me and he said, this girl's been here for about a week, and every night, usually 4 or 5 times, she gets taken downstairs, and she's forced to have sex with customers and basically raped by these violent men. And I looked over at this kid, and she was looking at me, and her eyes just, she was petrified, and it was like she was begging me to do something to get her out of that place. So I called the mamasa and the brothel owner over, and I said I wanted to take this kid back to my hotel room, and we negotiated a price to do that. In the brothel owner's mind, I was taking her away to have sex, but what was really happening is we were taken away to her freedom. And we just stood up, and this kid took my hand, and we walked out that brothel. She jumped on the back of my bike, and we took off to one of our rescue homes. And as we arrived, I looked back, and I just saw this gorgeous smile on this kid's face as she realised that what we were saying was true. And she went to bed, and I think she slept for 1 or 2 days, which is quite normal. And something these kids often say is, you know, that's the first time I can remember in a long time that I've been able to go to bed and just sleep. And you know, my dream is that all children will be able to go to bed and sleep and not work. I have a photo on my mobile phone of those little red shoes as a constant reminder that there's still one more out there. One more kid worth rescuing, never to stop. Every kid is worth the risk, worth the love, worth the cost.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Chris Russell. I'm the Director of Engagement, and I made it all the way here today from the north side of Goshen. So I'm glad to be able to be with you. So Tony is our international founder and CEO. Tony went to Thailand back in the late 90s. And while he was there, he overheard what turned out to be a trafficker talking to another tourist who was offering this tourist, a young child, for several $100s to do whatever they wanted with that young child. And that became his introduction to this issue. And in 2001, he actually moved to Thailand and started rescuing kids. So we've been doing this as an organization for 21 years now. We currently are operating in 12 different countries, and our goal is to be in 30 countries by the end of 2030. This year alone, we are on pace for over 3,000 rescues. So we're grateful for that, but there's over 1 million kids out there that are being sex trafficked, and we all need to do our part. One of Tony's sayings simply is this: we only have two choices. When it comes to issues of social injustice, we only have two choices. We either do nothing or we do something. Human trafficking is the fastest growing criminal activity in the world. It actually makes more money